Hello, it is oh, come on now. I can't already have a sore voice. Hi, it's lunch hour. I'm in between some coaching sessions and I have a coaching insight for you, just a loving coaching insight. And so I figured during this lunch hour, this lunch break, I could spend some time with you sharing this message on my heart. So this is actually a part two message that from the, I think it was just yeah, it was a post from Tuesday night at 9 o'clock at night. That's when I felt the insight. I felt motivated out of love to share this message with you. And the message was ultimately about love over fear, choosing love over fear. And there are so many layers to that concept. But I want to, so if you haven't watched it and you are interested, mostly after you listen to this message, maybe you'll want to go back and check it out. Um, and I am feeling, and this isn't just even having coaching conversations, these are with my loved ones. So much is coming up in regard to how much easier it is to be motivated by fear-based thoughts rather than the free, perfect love, just being loved well, knowing what that feels like, and functioning from this place of really receiving love and being loved. So hang in there with me because I'm going to do this exercise with you. If you would like, it's going to take some thought on your part, just to allow yourself to reflect. So my question for today is, and I think that's what I titled it, is we were talking about perfect love and how perfect love casts out fear. And so, one way to reflect on this concept is how well do we receive gifts? Because love is a gift. The way that I'm referencing it, we're talking about perfect love. And that for me comes from God. It comes from my being loved well by Jesus and being excited to show up in life powered by perfect love. And I know that some people that listen in aren't there where I'm at in my faith, but I love that you listen anyway, because it's just a beautiful, loving message. But for me, it's what has transformed and mobilized my life. And I wouldn't want to do it any other way. So here's the question: how well do you receive gifts? How well, if I say that perfect love is this free gift, you don't have to do anything, you don't have to say the right thing, you don't have to know certain things, you just receive it. And so often in teachings or in coaching, which has come up a couple times recently, because I'm realizing people are having a hard time when you really hold space for someone to be loved very well. It's revealing, like, I'm uncomfortable in this. I'm not sure how I feel about being loved this way. I've had so many situations where love has hurt more than it has been a good freeing feeling, and that would be the thing that motivates my life. So what gets, those questions that the questions that I ask often in these scenarios are, I go through, and I'm about to go through it right with you right now, is how, let's just reflect on the way that we receive gifts. Hi Lori, hi Juanita, hello, hi Chelsea. So how do we receive gifts? Like, just let's think about just this concept of here on earth, not attached to perfect love, not attached to anything, not attached to our faith, anything. Just for a moment, let's step into this natural space that's very easy to access and think about how how you, Lori, receive gifts. When someone gives you a gift, like, how does it feel? So let me go through some of these to see if this is, if either one of these hits the nail on the head for you. So when someone gives me a gift, it could be birthday, it could be random, it could be a holiday, it could be just because someone was thinking of me and gave me a gift. And in that situation, do I tend to feel delighted and free to receive the gift? And it just gratitude. So just gratitude comes from to the surface. I feel so grateful that you thought of me, no matter what the gift is. I feel very loved in this moment. So you feel the love and you feel appreciated, you feel gratitude. So is that you? Is that a response that's normal for you? What about deservability? And this is what the other conversation, the other live that I gave on on Tuesday night. I don't deserve this. Do you find yourself saying that? Like, I don't deserve this kind of love. I don't no, I mean to say gift. I don't deserve this gift. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. But so what it brings up is you kind of feel bad. So when someone's giving you that gift, it makes you feel bad. And it could be because of the time. It could be because of the money. It could be because I jot a note that you don't want to put anyone out. You don't like the feeling of someone going out of their way, time, talents, money, whatever, that they went out of their way to give you that gift. Is that something that's triggered inside of you? Hi, Ken. Is that something that's triggered inside of you when you are given a gift? It's like, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve you to spend your money on me. Oh my gosh, I don't. So you take it, you do receive the gift. You may not use these words, but inside it's starting to incite some deservability issues, or that you're putting the person out, that you're inconveniencing the person. So is that what goes through your mind? What about the third option? Outright refusal. Like, it just makes you feel so uncomfortable. You say thank you, but no thank you. Now, of course, you might not say that on certain holidays, but even those random gifts, has that come up where someone's randomly doing something kind for you and you're like, no, I can't receive this? Like, outright refusal. And so, and I took a note because I study this and study what people say, and including myself. And so really it's, I don't like to receive. I only like to give. And so it's really known in my friendship circle and in my family, I'm a very hard person to gift because I don't need anything. I don't want anything. And so really part of that language is I kind of block the receptivity of it. When I was putting a little note in what this message is about, it made me think about, to give, there needs to be a receiver. And sometimes we're on the receiving end. Like, we love to give maybe, but we don't like to receive. Does anyone resonate with that? Hi, Deanna. Hi, Lori. Again, so there's that refusal, or I take it, but I do so begrudgingly. And maybe even the gift giver knows that about me. So what about reciprocate? I need to reciprocate. So do you notice that when you receive gifts, you feel obligated all of a sudden? Like, it ties you to the person, or you feel obliged to have to, like, it has to be this match. Like, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. It's a win-win. It's equal. Do you notice that at all? Or it may not even be when you get a gift, but you have a hard time in the gift and giving and receiving exchange, because you always have this mindset, or more often than not, you have the mindset of it needs to be equal. Does that resonate with anybody? What about, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take the gift. I'm going to be graceful about it. I'm going to be grateful. The person feels like, okay, this was such a blessing. Thank you. But I love it and I value it so much. A couple things could happen. One, I value it and I don't use it. How many of you have gotten a gift and you value and prize it so much? Maybe because you value the person and the memory and what it holds. And so you put it up on a shelf and don't touch it. You don't use it for the gift that it's meant to be used, but you don't use it. You just put it on a shelf and you admire it from afar. Maybe it's because of the person giving it to you. Maybe because you're not sure if you're going to get more of it. Maybe you don't want to use it all up because you don't know if there's more to come. And I don't know, everyone is a little bit different from each of these. I've mentioned about 5 of them now. So what comes to your mind when someone gives you a gift and you love it so much that you would rather not use it? Or, yeah, and even you store it away and maybe you are a regifter, and maybe you take it and you don't want to use it, but yet you want other people to use it. I mean, using this concept and I'm going to get to the main point now, using this concept of what it's like when we receive or don't receive gifts, when someone's trying to love us well, what does it feel like to be on the receiving end? And so, yes, there could be an entire book. There is a book written on love languages and gifting and receiving and being all of it. I mean, there's plenty of books written. There's so many complexities, but to keep it very simple, the point is, how do you feel in general? Going back to the other video, how do you feel in general when someone's trying to do something just because, or just giving you a gift? What happens is, if we really think about this and then we connect it to my other live, and I'm really noticing people are having a hard time with really being loved well from a space of perfect love. Perfect love is good, and it is unconditional. There's no strings attached. And that can be sometimes with that win-win mentality. As soon as I'm given a gift, I feel like there's a string attached. Sometimes I could be annoyed by it because I'm like, oh man, now I feel obliged to have to do that for you. It just depends on us, our personality. Of course, it depends on the dynamics and the people in our lives. But truly try to just think about going back to the basics of how good of a receiver am I? That in this gift analogy, when I'm saying, hi, Jennifer, when I'm saying, how are you? That it's funny because when I'm seeing some people pop on, I think of them as parents, and I think of like, I do for everybody. I care for everyone. I'm all about gifting and doing and seeing the life in other people and bringing out good in other people, but I don't receive that very well. I'm trying to trigger you there. I'm trying to incite something in you using this real world concept of gifting, being a gift giver and a gift receiver. Because perfect love is a free gift with no strings attached. It is non-judgmental. It's not evaluative. It doesn't compare. It doesn't over evaluate and think. It just is a form that is there. It's just love. God is love. It's the definition. God is love, and he just wants to be loved. He just wants to be your, I'm going to say it this way, it sounds a little weird, but lover. He wants to be your primary source of love. But sometimes that can hurt. Sometimes that can feel a deservability issue. These are people. I work and talk with so many people in different faith backgrounds, and all of it comes back down to this human condition of what it's like to receive. So if we have a block in our system whatsoever, for whatever reason, where it's easier for us to love than to be loved, for whatever reason, or I'm not actually even very good at loving, it doesn't matter. The point is, how well are we at receiving? No strings attached, with pure gratitude, pure joy, an excitement to actually be and put myself in a place where I am being loved exceptionally well, with no agenda, with no ulterior motives. I don't need anything from you. Will you stop striving? Will you stop trying to do? Will you stop trying to prove? Will you stop trying to know? Will you stop trying to fit in? Will you stop trying to belong? Will you just stop? Stay put and actually receive and feel and experience my presence. For me, I'm thinking, and for this whole world that was created by God, I mean, acknowledge it or not, it's a truth. God made everyone, and he is love, and he just wants to love. But we are so, and we can say we're busy, but that is just what's on the surface. That's what we think it's about. It's not. It's because we are busying ourselves, because we don't even know what it's like to pause and to receive. We got to a point when I was talking with one of my clients, um, and it was like, just I lost the thought already, but just stopping and receiving, and not trying to receive it so that I can then do, or so that I can measure up, or so that I can fit in. Just receive it. And I'm pausing for a minute because I'm sensing something. I want everyone from every walk of life, from every background, from every faith base to stop for a second and simply just ask, how good am I at receiving? And then how good am I at receiving love? And as soon as that word comes up, I've had great conversations. I know that depending on when I come on, I don't necessarily get to interact with people. But man, the conversations I'm having either through the comments or offline somewhere else are unbelievable because people are willing to learn more. They're curious enough to say, okay, this little coaching insight, it did incite something in me, and I want to know more. And this one, I'm not leaving alone. This concept of how what it's like in the human condition to receive, and it all comes down to a source of love. It's a loving interaction to stop and to receive. And so often we pride ourselves on, no, I don't do that. I don't stop to, no, I do. I give, I serve, I promote. I am that. I do that for others. People know I don't like receiving gifts. I don't need anything. Everybody needs and deserves this type of perfect, perfect love that cannot be found on this earth because we are human. We're broken. We are, in a good way, even. We're a work in progress. We're fractured. And some of us still in our fractured, we love others exceptionally well. It's not the issue. It's not perfect. It never will be. And so this pausing and thinking, do I really receive? Do I really want it? Do I believe I need it? Do I believe that there's even a source greater than myself that desires nothing more than just this, to give this free gift of perfect? There's a reason it says perfect love. And this scripture is scripture. It is language in the Bible. And the Bible is my source that I go to be able to be as close to perfect love for others. And I won't hit the mark all the time. Many times I miss the mark. And many times I'm hurting when I'm thinking I'm being loving. I'm thinking I'm being loving by saying, no, thank you. You don't need to do that for me. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't go out of your way. I don't need you to do that. No, 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 no. I'm self-sufficient. No, I can do it on my own. No, I can. I'm really good. I'm a multitasker. I can do it all on my own. And the person is blocked from loving me, you, because I got it. I can do it. Self-protection, self-promotion. It's more fearful for me to let anyone in. I don't want anyone past this space. Love has hurt me in the past. I don't want it. I can do it on my own. I can find it on my own. I can numb out on my own. I can find other kinds of love. And by the way, this kind of looping cycle of love that I think I'm actually getting, I admit I'm feeling awful in it. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. My needs seem to increase. I feel that when I think about an emotional bank account, I'm thinking I'm usually getting withdrawn. I'm usually purposely withdrawing because I like to love, so I like to pour out, but I don't like to receive the love. Wait, so then when's the last time there have been deposits? Well, I feel love when I'm giving love. Yeah, but you can't give away what you don't already have. So when do you stop and receive love? Well, I get love and I feel, no, I'm not talking about where you feel good. I'm talking about transformational love that supersedes your understanding. That's way different than anything on the horizontal realm. You know what I'm saying? Yes. That is why I'm speaking thoughtfully and carefully and slow. Well, no, I mean, all things are going great in my life. I mean, kids are doing well, my grandkids are doing well. I mean, things aren't great, but I don't have control over that. But this and this is going well. And I, well, that's just saying I'm good if my environment is good. So I get a fill up, not of perfect love, but of checking boxes and ducks in a row. And so it's like a saboteur. It's like a fake dose of love. It's counterfeit. It's unauthentic. I feel that when I heard myself say, that's not the kind of love I'm talking about. I just bought this and oh, I feel so good. I've been working so hard for this and I just bought that. I feel great. It's not what I'm talking about because that can be what feels good and what seems to fill a need, but that is not what I'm referring to. I'm holding space right now for us to dig deeper whenever you get a chance to listen to this and ask yourself if all of that went away, if I couldn't care for people and I couldn't love others the way that I am now, what would be in my love tank? What would be in how full and when would I get charged up again? Because I know I get charged up, man. I feel real good when I'm done talking to y'all. This has delighted my heart. I don't care if there's one person or if there's 1,000 people. I don't care if I get paid for it or it's free. I love doing this. It does make me feel good. But this is not a deposit in terra olette in the needs. I like this client said, I like those kind of gifts that I didn't even know I needed it until I got it. And then I'm like, whoo, girl, that is good love. That's a good gift because I didn't even know I needed that. Good. You study me. You know me. You get me. That's the kind of love that you get me, you understand me, you see me. Y'all, that only comes from one source. Because even though that might happen every so often when someone really gets us and gives us this gift that's so on point, I'm talking about this perfect love. Yes, even before you know you need it, before you can even articulate it, before you can even put that on your wish list, before you can even work your tail off to earn that, to set that goal and to achieve that, to bring this to fruition, to see our kids do this, to see our loved ones do that, to see me earn this diploma, to see this, to see this. And we get there and we're like, yeah. And then it's like, why? What's this empty thing? What's this? I just can't put my finger on it. It's because that's good. That's so good. It's so great to have so many so goods. We're talking about that type of perfect love that has no expectations of you, that does not judge, does not evaluate, does not compare, does not order, does not add in fear of, okay, now what's next? Okay, how can I do? What about when the other shoe drop? So, y'all, I'm going to continue to hold space for people. If that means just popping on here, or if that means you reach out for a coaching or a class or a course, the underlying message I'm going to, and people know this, when they meet with me, my number one goal is that you experience this form of perfect love. And y'all, that doesn't come from me. That comes from the fact that I first got filled up. This is a daily thing. This vehicle, I'm looking at the vehicle in my driveway right now, that needs a fill up. I need it. And how am I so that I can give out love in this world? And by the way, we can tell people who are running on fumes. Y'all can tell when I'm running on fumes. If you're close enough with me, you get it. You're like, oh, she did not get her love tank filled up. No, no, I didn't, because I was too busy. I was too busy loving other people. And by the way, that hurt because you're getting hurt because I'm emptied. And I'm just trying to show up. Again, that goes to that other recording on Tuesday night that I did. It's because I'm functioning from a place of fear, self-protection, self-fulfillment, manifesting my own destiny, everything coming from myself, everything coming from myself. That's an illusion. And people get hurt and I don't even realize it. We can tell when someone's functioning off of love or fear. I mean, right away. And yes, I do this for a living, and I smell it a mile away, but even in myself. So I know I'm belaboring the point, and I'm doing it on purpose, because I'm thinking if I hold you one more minute, you're going to go, I got to get that. I want to stay in that. I want to know what that's like to be truly in my emotional bank account, my spiritual. Y'all are spiritual beings, if we recognize it or not. We're not just a body that just at the end of the day or at the end of the life cycle. No, we have a spirit, we have a soul, and we want to fill that up. We want to recognize that. We want to love it well. All right, that's it. I don't know when you are going to listen to this and be blessed by this, but all I know is that when I pop on, it is because perfect love is trying to get your attention as it gets mine. Perfect love. It doesn't expect you to do anything in return. All it is will you stop and receive and hear? Listen to what I have for you. You don't even know you need it. By the way, if you really stop for a second, which is probably why you don't, you're realizing you do have a need, and you're searching all over, and you're either searching all over for the need, or you're numbing out that need, that void, or you're thinking it's going to get filled up by being Superman and Superwoman for everybody, and being there and doing this and providing this and achieving that and achieving that. And it's because there is this space that will not get saturated by any of that. Y'all, I am telling you, I feel this. I feel mesmerized right now. Like I'm in this flow of truth, because perfect love is trying to pursue you. It's trying to grab you and get your attention and say, will you just be loved? Be loved. I wish I could. Oh, this is my new marking. Hang in there with me. I don't even know if you can see this. This is what I write. Be loved. Be loved. Like this right here is so much. Will you just be loved by perfect love, so that you can go in the world and be love, that you can give from a place of fullness. You can be love to those around you and to those who just pass by you, and you reek of love, not emptiness. Will you just be loved so that you can be love? Because he calls you beloved. He calls you beloved. Man or woman, your maker has called you beloved, and you don't hear his voice. I wish I could hear his voice the way you do. It's because I allow him to love me so I can hear the language he speaks, because he doesn't speak the same language that's here on earth. He doesn't speak hurt. He doesn't speak shame and guilt. He doesn't speak not enoughness. He doesn't speak you've got to do to get this love. He doesn't speak this is an achieved statement. It's something you have to achieve, you have to strive for. He doesn't speak the same language of the world. He speaks a divine language and he's calling us beloved, but we can't hear him. He's speaking in a different, perfect love. And we're missing it. And we're missing it. I can tell when I miss it. I just had a great conversation with a family member, and I was just telling her, I said, I know you're not used to being, loved, like not loved, because that wasn't the word. I know you're not used to this attention. I know you're not used to being the center of attention or getting this attention or getting these kind of gifts or having people love you and being in the same room and being the center. Like I get the discomfort, but let's not let people block. Let's not block people from being loving. All you have to do is show up and not block love out of fear. Listen, this is deep, deep stuff. I did not know. I should not be surprised. This is 30 minutes. Just stop. Receive. Could be 2:00 on a Tuesday. In that moment, you have a need, and perfect love will fill that need. All right. I think my message was clear, but I'm going to be sharing this again and again and again. And if it's a one-on-one, or if it's my class, or if it's a 2-hour free teaching online nowadays that I'm doing, this is why my whole wall is pointed. It was painted with this is my writing. This is not wallpaper. Love, 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 love. Because I dedicate my time to being loved so that I can be love. And yes, I want my walls to talk. I want the backdrop. I want everything that I do to not so that I can love you out of fear and acceptance and people pleaser, which is where I came from. That's fear. No. And I don't need the credit. I just want to hold space for people to feel at a visceral skin level, at a heart level, at a bone and marrow level, at a muscular level in your jaws and in your cheek and in your eyes and in your belly. I want you to feel that time with me is not really with me. I'm just the vessel from which all things flow because my heart got a good fill up, hopefully, that day. Just hold space to entice people to release for a moment, suspend time, and really, really be loved well. That's a freeing place to be. That everything I do is from that starting space. I promise you that I receive it before I even promise people that that's what they're going to get. And that doesn't come from me. That comes from this meeting of perfect love and the person. And just hopefully that there's this time that they feel it. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to study it. We're not going to memorize it. You're going to feel it. All right, y'all. I love you. I'm going now.